Now from the University of Okoboji, it's Okoboji Broadcast with Jeff Thee.
Welcome to Okoboji Broadcast, everybody. I'm Jeff Thee, coming from the man cave here, and here with me today, a good friend of mine, longtime entertainment for the area, Mr. Terry Klein. Is here
How
with
are
us.
you, Jeff?
I am marvelous, my friend.
This is a nice cave you got here.
Well, thank you. This is the one section about 30 square foot that I was allowed to decorate.
Absolutely, there you go.
Everything else, Kathy, and thank goodness.
Yeah.
Kathy's
Well, I see there's a lot of Elvis around here.
A lot of Elvis, Minnesota Vikings, Iowa State.
Yeah.
Hey, we've got an event coming up here, and everybody's familiar with Rock the Roof, certainly, and so forth. And,
Right.
and here about 35 days ago when Russia invaded the Ukraine, and those poor people over there, what they're having to deal with, you had a light bulb kind of
Yeah, I had one of those click jobbies.
Yeah, and what a lot of people have thought worldwide, what can I do?
Right, exactly.
And this is a way we can do. What are we doing?
It's it's kind of thing like you're saying that it's, what can I do by myself?
Yeah.
I can send in a little donation or something like that, or pray about it, or that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I thought to myself, well, there's an organization in the area that does a lot of things for the area. Why can't we go across the world and do something for somebody else?
Yes.
And so I called Clay Norris down at the Iowa Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and said, Clay, I got a wild thought, and talked to him a little bit about it. And he says, Terry, I was thinking kind of the same thing. He said, it's a great idea, let's go.
Yeah.
So I said, okay. And he says, well, I'll handle trying to find a venue and when we can get it and when it's available.
Yeah.
And I said, well, then I'll try and get some groups together. And everybody I called just said, hey, we're in, let's do it. So
Yeah.
It was just a win-win.
So we are doing Rock for the Ukraine coming up here next week on April 11th. Going to go from 6 until 9, and the venue is, of course,
the Roof Garden.
the Roof Garden.
Absolutely.
If you're going to rock,
That's where the best people go.
that's exactly right. And and you've got a good lineup there that night, Terry.
Yeah, I called a number of people, and I called Bitty Boji Band, it was Bill Carpenter, and he said, we're in, let's do it. And the Senders, they're going to be there. I know a couple of them have to get off work a little bit early, but they said that's fine, we can do that.
Yeah.
Steve Samuelson was going to put his band together. We couldn't get everybody together at one time, but Steve will be there. Steve Samuelson's going to be there. And a group that I've worked with quite a bit is Lake Patrol Band.
Yeah.
So I met with the guys the other day, and they're all ready to go. Joe Cattell and Tim and Jerry and Mick Buckley and everybody's ready to rock and roll and have some fun.
Well, it's going to be a lot of fun. And like you and I were talking about many times with Rock the Roof, you've got various members there from different mainstay groups.
Absolutely.
And they just hop up on the stage and don't need any rehearsal. They can just jam. So
Well, it just seems like a lot of the guys that I know in this area that they've played in different bands together, and if they didn't, a lot of them did the same kind of songs, maybe a little bit different arrangement on it, that kind of thing, or a different key. You get up there and you make it work.
they'll pick it up at some point there.
Absolutely.
And when we talk about where I'd like to help, but I don't know how to. I mean, there's a lot of corruption, people stealing, and Russians preventing. There's an organization, and it's out of Sioux Falls. It's a nonprofit Christian missionary group, and it's called Arise Ukraine.
Right.
And they are going to make sure that funds that are raised that night get to the people who need
That's
it.
right. Clay was telling me that, because I didn't know how we were going to handle that. We're going to send him a check or whatever. I mean, I don't know anything about that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But Clay said that he knew about this organization, that they've been missionaries to the Ukraine. There's some people there, and they have a direct feed so they can get it right to the people instead of taking out administrative costs and stuff like that. You know? And if you got to pay for a tank of gas or something like that or whatever, then you do that.
Right.
Yeah. But this is going to get, I'd say, 99.9% of the money to the Ukrainian people.
Yeah.
So.
Just the reassurance that, okay, what I give in, people who need it are going to get it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Whether it's food or clothing, who knows what their needs are? It's scary to think about. What
they need a lot, and they need a lot of prayer.
Yeah. When we think about, when we go to bed at night, we don't worry about, I hope a bomb doesn't drop on my house.
Exactly.
and or I'm separated from my children. It's just the horrors of war that these people are going through.
Well, the thing I've noticed is the men, grandpas and the dads and the uncles and all those people are staying back fighting, along with a lot of the women.
Yeah.
But a lot of the moms and the kids and the grandmas, they got to leave, and it's tough because they're leaving dad and grandpa back there.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So it's tough on all of them.
Yeah. You don't know whether you're going to see them again.
Exactly.
That's just the realities of war. So this is again April 11th, 6 to 9. The Senders, Itty Bitty Boji Band, Lake Patrol, and it's going to be available online or at the door. But it's a minimum donation of $10. But the booths, wonderful, comfortable booths there in the roof garden, are reserved on a limited basis for $90. So,
and the doors will open at 5.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, people want to line up and make sure they get in and get a seat, and there will be dancing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No question about that. Much like the other Rock the Roofs during the summertime.
Absolutely, and it's always a good time. It's like I say, it's where the best people go because the Okoboji audiences are the best.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned.
And isn't it wonderful? People can have a good time and simultaneously help poor people on the other side of the planet.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I want to thank you, Jeff, for making this available to do this and advertise this.
It's my pleasure.
It's been great. Clay, wherever you're at, Clay was very busy today, so we know that he's working hard, and we'll just keep going for it.
Absolutely. So. All right, my friend. Well, I appreciate you coming in and talking about this.
Thank you.
And getting a chance to see the man cave.
The cave, absolutely. I got to go home and redecorate.
I'm sure Kathy would be happy to donate some of my items. Anyway, we want to thank Terry Klein for being here with us today. Again, it's Rock for the Ukraine coming up here on the 11th of April, and you can get onto iowarockandroll.com and find out more information and donations and tickets and all that. So anyway, thanks to Terry Klein for being with us. We thank you for watching us right here on Okoboji Broadcast.
And we'll see you there.
Okoboji Broadcast from the studios at historic Arnold's Park Amusement Park is brought to you in part by the Scott Troutman State Farm Agency in Spirit Lake, Quest Wealth Management, a financial advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services, advisor Jan Spielman, AJ Spielman, and Erica Wachholz. Ducky's Marine and Motorsports Repair in Spirit Lake. Bank Midwest, dream big, plan wisely, live well. Lakes Regional Healthcare and Avera Partner. Ruthven Locker at the lake, where carnivores are welcome on Hill Avenue in Spirit Lake. Beck Engineering in Spirit Lake. Be Radiant Laser Skin Studio in the Okoboji Plaza in Okoboji.